There's no way they are this stupid. Oh, I bet they are. I bet they are. After all, they're game developers.
Ring, ring, ring. Yes, hello. Microsoft speaking. What's that? Just give the players what they're asking for? No. We hate money. What am I supposed to say about Xbox? You know, when you think things can't get worse, they always just seem to find a way. I've always said that Microsoft is just a plague inside the games industry, honestly, any industry that they dwell in, where they're just slowly but surely consuming everything in their path, ruining franchises in studios, all while trying to find more ways to make you pay and also keep you within their ecosystem. It's working. Not in the sense that Xbox is working, that's definitely not working, but working in a sense that they are dragging the industry kicking and screaming towards a future none of us want.
Yeah.
Xbox is a console brand. That's done. That's been done. It's been done for like 20 years at this point. It's all but dead. Collapsing sales, games that nobody seems to care about, and they have about as many wins as hockey players have teeth. So you would think at some point, these guys would be like, we got to do something different. We got to change things. Well, they did. Just not in the way
Please, something really stupid. Please.
that anybody would want them to. If you guys somehow missed the news, Phil Spencer is now out as CEO, and they have replaced him with somebody who has no experience in gaming. No.
Shouldn't have done that. Can get me banned on Twitch. And then where would I cut my videos into pieces and then download them so I can edit them further? And yes, that's the only reason I'm on Twitch.
Instead, they come from AI, from marketing, from digital grocery stores, all things that we find very essential in the games industry. Let me tell you that right now. And now, if you guys actually think that this is just Microsoft doing this for no reason, wait till you see what they have in store. It is far more insidious than you could possibly ask for. This company does not care about games. They don't care about the hobby.
Of course not. They only care about money.
They don't care about their own customers. The only thing that they want to do is remove your sense of ownership, make you live inside AI, push you through a subscription treadmill, and feed you more ads than you will ever play video.
So they're completely in line with the World Economic Forum? Oh, I wonder why. All right, because Microsoft is owned by them, aka by the investors that are part of the World Economic Forum. Oh, who could have guessed?
Games. And it all starts with this new CEO. Goodbye, Xbox. Hello, Microsoft Gaming. In 1997, Apple was dying. After just a few years of failed products and half-baked projects, they had no identity, no direction, and the rest of the world had basically written them off. They decided that it was over, but then the company went and they did something desperate. They brought back the guy they fired. Apple buys Next, which was Steve Jobs' software company, just to get him back in the building. And once he's in, he takes a machete to the place. He slashes their entire product lines, kills entire projects, and on his way back to being CEO, he fires 4,100 people. Brutal, focused, and filled with conviction. After just a few years, Apple was a juggernaut. The iMac, then the iPod, then the iPhone, all these revolutionary products that were made with the user in mind. These guys saved themselves by narrowing their vision and putting a product-obsessed psycho at the top that only cared about what products felt like to customers. I'm telling you this right now because in business school, they taught this like it was the alphabet. When a company is headed off a cliff, the first thing they look to change is the CEO. And almost every single CEO hire ends up falling into the same archetype: the fixer, the culture builder, the veteran, or the product visionary like Steve Jobs. You can watch this play out basically across every single industry forever. So I expected to see the same thing from Xbox because...
Why would you? Why? Xbox is a subdivision of Microsoft. Why would you think that?
I mean, look at where these guys are right now. They close more studios than games they release. They put ads on the home screen of the console that you pay for. They are pushing ads through xCloud. They've rapidly increased the prices of Game Pass. The last hike was a 50% jump, and it pushed subscribers to cancel at such a volume that it actually crashed their own subscription website. Xbox console sales.
Wait. What? Let's hear that again. Please slow down.
To cancel at such a volume that it actually passed. The last hike was a 50% jump, and it pushed subscribers to cancel at such a volume that it actually crashed their own subscription.
Wait. So many people canceled their subscriptions that the website collapsed? Oh, that's funny. That's actually funny. I like this. I really, really like this. Oh, this is great. I love it. Delicious news.
Website. Xbox console sales are at a historic 12-year low, all pushed by some of the worst.
12-year low. Not a 5-year low, a 12-year low. Oh my god. I'm excited.
Marketing that I've ever seen in my life. Everything is an Xbox, which blurred the idea of what an Xbox even is, to the point that over the holidays they were outsold by a bootleg Kinect for 5-year-olds. Their crown jewel in Call of Duty just had one of its worst years in the history of the franchise.
Oh, I completely forgot that Microsoft owns Activision Blizzard. I completely forgot that. But yes, Microsoft is at this point basically the Disney of gaming, which is not a good thing.
Every single Xbox release that we have seen published by their platform since Starfield has barely gotten noticed. Avowed, Towerborn, Outer Worlds 2, Gears of War Reloaded, Doom the Dark Ages, these releases have been so lackluster or completely off the mark that barely anybody has any real faith in what's coming next. When you see a brand that is falling off...
Yeah, why would you? Why would you? Big games haven't been good in about a decade. Or with good, I mean actually good. Not just... But actually? Yeah, there actually have not been any good big games out of the West in 10 years. Or about that, yes. Almost. Yeah. I would say there has been nothing actually good. Decent, but not actually, oh, this is so good. No.
Off this hard, this fast, something has to change. Something has to be done. Something has to give. You need the fixer. You need the product visionary. You need somebody that can come in and disrupt this direction and force a turn. More than anything, you need a change that will affect your customers. Something that's going to build confidence or curiosity. And Microsoft, well, they just went and did the opposite. Announced just a few days ago, after 17 years with Xbox and nearly 3 decades with Microsoft, Phil Spencer has officially retired, and his once-thought replacement, the president of Xbox, Sarah Bond, has seemingly been pushed out the door soon after the announcement.
Konnichiwa Minisan, Exuboxu no Sarah des.
Replacing Phil Spencer is Asha Sharma, the president of Core AI for Microsoft. Its work history...
Wait. Head of product, Microsoft AI platform. Oh shit, yeah, Xbox is so dead. Xbox AI thing has not made any profits. Oh, and fun fact, all the AI in Microsoft, all the servers, they run Linux. By the way, all AI companies, all the servers of them run Linux. Nothing runs Microsoft as an OS. Just so you know.
Includes Instacart, the online grocery store, Meta, working for Instagram, and being a sitting board member of, get this, the Home Depot. Honestly, I actually feel like these guys could have done a better job just picking up somebody from outside of a Home Depot. Sorry, that was low-hanging fruit. Where do I even start? Look, I'll be the first one to say that I've been calling for a leadership change from Xbox for years. I've always liked Phil Spencer as a gamer, but I've never liked this guy as a CEO. His biggest accomplishments are Game Pass and the death of console exclusivity. And yes, I love that these guys got rid of console exclusivity.
Yes, console exclusivity is just retarded.
It's a massively pro-consumer move, but what does that matter if the games aren't worth playing? Because under Spencer, nearly every single first-party release has just been absolutely garbage. These guys have just completely lost their place in the industry. Gears of War is borderline forgotten. 343, Halo Studios, has been dragging Halo through the mud for over a decade. Fable looks like it's just British Dragon Age the Veilguard. Obsidian's devs are more interested in dunking on Elon Musk online than actually making something that people actually want to play. Activision just dropped what might be the worst Call of Duty ever. And the best thing that we got out of Bethesda is a remake of a nearly 20-year-old game that was made by a third-party studio.
Yeah. Hearing all of this makes me not very optimistic for anything that comes out of Microsoft.
And before anybody hits me with Game Pass is a win, no, it is not. I am against subscription services flat out. I think they are toxic for the games industry. I get why people like them. I get why it feels like a deal, but we already know where this road ends because we watched it happen with TV and movies. Cheap entry, then the price hikes, then the tiers, then the ads, then the nickel and diming, and Microsoft has already been poking at that exact future for quite a while now.
Yes, exactly.
Now, them getting rid of Sarah Bond, I have no problem with that. I genuinely do not know what Microsoft thought they were doing with that hire. Another marketing-first executive that more looked like a PR move after the acquisition of Activision Blizzard. A nice, clean, inclusive face to put on after all the lawsuits. And now it's coming out that people didn't even like.
What lawsuits, by the way? Why didn't I hear anything? Former Xbox president Sarah Bond was reportedly tough to work with. That's not hard to believe. Do you want me to say why? Look at her name.
Like working with her, and she was the key architect behind the genius strategy of everything is an Xbox campaign, so nobody had any reason to buy the damn console. But here's Microsoft, yet again, seemingly making the exact same mistake with their next CEO. Now, it's like I said earlier, leadership changes like this are supposed to stabilize the brand, improve the image, restore confidence, give people something to look forward to, not light your last bit of credibility on fire. And instead of replacing Phil Spencer with somebody that the audience recognizes, somebody with experience, somebody with actual credentials, Microsoft replaces him with an unknown quantity whose background is in AI, marketing, and social media. Now, I've already...
Hot topic. How about marketing people are never in charge of a company, never in charge of a product, never in charge of any development. The only thing they are in charge of is the marketing. How about that? Would make instantly every company and every product better.
Seen the criticisms fire up online. People are not happy that she does not have a background in gaming. Now, I've also seen spineless journalists line up to forgive it, likely just trying to get there to maintain their access. Christopher Dring of the games business tweeting out, "You don't have to be a gamer to work in games. You don't have to have a gaming background to run a game company. The industry could do with some outside thinking, frankly." God, these people are so insufferable and dishonest. What is wrong with them? Why are they like this? We are not talking about who's allowed to work in games. We're talking about the person who has the power to decide what games even are moving forward. And for somebody that's quite literally working for the biggest game publisher in the entire world. This is a CEO that's not just running a company. They are setting incentives. They are deciding whether the goal is a great game or a monetization trap, whether the product is a console or a subscription, whether the players are players or if they're users now. And when you put somebody into that seat that doesn't understand the culture, doesn't understand the audience, and doesn't understand the craft, you don't get outside thinking. You get a corporate replacement. You get a puppet. That's what you get.
Yes.
You get game.
Well, yeah. She's just supposed to do what others tell her to do. You know?
Games that are going to be designed for what they think people should expect and what people should accept, not what people actually want. And if you can't connect with the people that are making games or the people that are playing them, well, then the obvious thing that you're building is nothing for us. This is not an outside thinker. This is an undercover agent posting gamer cred online from what looks to be a 1-month-old Xbox.
Wait, what? New Xbox CEO Asha Sharma has now publicly shared her gamertag. She has a 10,860 gamer score and seemingly only started playing on Xbox or this GT 1 month ago. Oh, she or whomever runs the account has played 29 games in the span of that month. Yeah, that's impossible. That's impossible unless you are unemployed. And even then, just how would you play 29 games in 1 month? How would you? I mean, you can, but they have to be small games. Or you just stop gaming, you stop playing the games when you go, oh yeah, okay, this is not my thing. You know, after an hour you go just, yeah, that's a waste. And then you change to another game. Anything else? Yeah, that's impossible.
Account with completion rates that makes it look like she's playing 80 hours a week. This is a CEO whose Twitter replies have people convinced that she's more AI than an actual human. A CEO who is already speaking corporate parcel tongue. Return to play.
Let me read. X users are noticing and claiming that the new Xbox CEO could be using AI in replies and that the whole account might be managed by an AI bot. Well, she managed AI before, so I can see that. I can totally see that. Liz, I did my top 3, another reply. Halo, Valheim 07. It's been blah 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 time since I played Chrono Trigger. What the fuck? Have you done every ending? Thanks for all the detail. I appreciate it a ton. Yeah, what the fuck are these sentences? I play your game. You rogue. What? Did my top 3 in another oh, that's already there. Okay. Yeah, the sentencing makes no sense.
Than an actual human. A CEO who is already speaking corporate parcel tongue. Return to play. We hear you. Vague nonsense that means nothing. And the whole exclusivity business? Come on, guys. What are you talking about?
New Xbox CEO Asha Sharma responds to fans saying Xbox games should be console exclusive. Hear you. What? Only on Xbox? Console exclusives, that makes no sense. Because Xbox is on PC too, so... Oh, this is so dumb. Hi at Asha Shah. As the new Xbox CEO, I hope that you understand how important exclusive games are and how games like Halo, Forza, Gears, Fable created an identity for Xbox and its players, becoming a key point for Xbox's success. Xbox games must be only on Xbox. Hear you. Yeah, that's retarded. That's absolutely retarded.
Talking like they're actually going to listen about exclusives, like Microsoft is going to walk away from the one lever that actually gives any of their releases any shot at profitability.
Yeah.
That ship sailed a long time ago, especially when they do not have the games to command enough of an audience and they don't have the hardware sales to justify keeping those games locked away. I think that this CEO is a move towards what every single prior Xbox leader tried to spend years protecting the brand from: Microsoft. Whether it was Robbie Bach, Kevin Backus, the original Xbox team with Seamus Blackley, or even Peter Moore, the guy that actually helped turn Xbox into a household name, you hear the same theme and the same story over and over again. Keep Microsoft's hands out of it as much as possible, because Microsoft just doesn't understand the product or the players. They don't understand the culture, and every single time they get a little bit too close, they get the same kind of interference, forcing corporate priorities onto a player-facing problem. This does not feel like Xbox is choosing a new direction. This feels like Microsoft is finally walking in the front door, and I don't think people are ready for how...
The thing with games is, they are an entertainment product. So if you don't make entertaining products, you know, games, then why would people buy them or play them at all? Why? Why would I, if I want to play a game, open Excel? Makes zero sense. And that's the approach they have. They don't see you as someone that's consuming an entertainment product, like a movie. They see you as a user. Just like you use Windows, Excel, Word, And that's a problem. On top of, all the politics that goes on in the back rooms.
Bad things are about to get. Xbox, Microsoft, what were you thinking? Did you guys actually believe that you were going to be able to sneak this past the most terminally online community? Did you not believe that they are not watching every breath you take, every move you make? They'll be watching you by the police. Did you think they wouldn't sniff out the fact that you made an Xbox account just a month ago that's unlocking achievements that even some of the most hardcore gamers don't have? That this account is pushing hours that would make the unemployed blush. The unemployed, they recognize their own. You're not one of them.
Yeah.
I have a very hard time believing that they are no-lifing video games while also in the transition of power to CEO.
Yeah.
Especially since their last position was the president of their AI division. I'm pretty sure they have plenty of other things to worry about right now. You guys didn't think of that. You guys didn't care. This is all a front. This is...
Of course. The thing is, it's all propaganda. The account was created. They gave her achievements and shit to the account, and they didn't even care what the achievements are, I would guess. And that's why there are achievements that hardcore players, the most hardcore players, don't even have, or barely have, or barely anyone has, because they don't understand what's going on. They're too retarded. I think that's what's going on.
Is all them just trying to sneak their little soldier over enemy lines to come in and push their programs and their platforms and their services and their subscriptions and their AI, everything they can do, everything they desperately want, ultimately trying to turn Xbox into the worst experience possible, because it's exactly what they've done to Windows. You don't need to have experience in making games. Look at where that's gotten us. We've had plenty of outside thinkers. They're called shareholders, and look what it's done to the games industry. It's warped it into one of the most greedy, predatory, and hostile environments that I've seen for just about any other industry. It feels like every single year we grow further and further away from the game side of the video game industry. Everything is about cloud. Everything is about games as a service, games as a platform, microtransactions, engagement, whatever.
Yes, games as a service. The heating of your car seat as a server, as a subscription. Your music, subscription based. You watching shows and movies, subscription based. You can't own a property. Everything is subscription. Rent is basically just a subscription. It's all going down to you own nothing, and you're being our little pay piggy. That's all what this is about. That is all.
Whatever else they can get their hands on, or whatever else they can dream up. And when I see a leadership change like this is a move further in that direction, pushing that direction. This is more about games as a service rather than games as games. This is more about Xbox as a service rather than Xbox as a platform. And I'll be honest, I think this goes a lot further than that. I think it gets a lot worse than this. I think that this is likely going to be the death of Xbox, not only as a platform, but even as a publisher. And you don't even have to take my word for that. Just listen to the guy that made Xbox. Now, I'll be honest, when I saw this leadership change, my first thought wasn't who is she? It was, what does Microsoft want to do with Xbox? A lot of people still talk about Microsoft and Xbox like they're two separate things, but they never were and never will be. Xbox has always been a piece of Microsoft's bigger strategy, reaching more users and trying to stay relevant with the next generation. But even at its peak, Xbox is still just a rounding error in Microsoft's world. It's a small...
Intelligent cloud, productivity and business process, gaming, Xbox, Windows and other MPCs, even Windows is nothing for them. No wonder they don't care about Windows. And remember, all these services, all this intelligent cloud runs on Linux. Productivity runs on Linux.
slice of their earnings, only 7%, while the rest of this company has been all in on AI and cloud. So when the new CEO is coming straight out of the AI side of the house, that doesn't read like we're here to fix games. It reads more like we're here to integrate Xbox into the rest of the machine, but apparently it's a lot worse than that. Games Radar just ran a piece titled Xbox will be sunsetted under new CEO, quoting original Xbox co-founder Seamus Blackley, saying her job was basically palliative care to slide Xbox gently into the night. They write, original Xbox co-founder.
So they want to kill it. Okay. I can see this. Yes, absolutely.
And console designer Seamus Blackley reckons it's no coincidence that Microsoft installed a core AI executive like Asha Sharma as the new CEO of the gaming arm. Rather, he sees Sharma's position as a sign that the non-AI business like Xbox will be sunsetted as Microsoft invests wholly in AI as its ultimate solution to absolutely everything. Xbox, like a lot of businesses that aren't core AI businesses, are being sunsetted, he said. They don't say that, but that's what's happening. I expect that the new CEO, Asha Sharma, her job will be the palliative care doctor who slides Xbox gently into the night.
Yeah.
Blackley also expressed confusion at Sharma's appointment, concluding that the logical explanation is that Microsoft, especially CEO Satya Nadella, wanted an AI person for what's viewed as an AI job. I imagine asking somebody if it made sense to put a major motion picture studio into the hands of somebody who didn't like movies, or a major record label into the hands of somebody who had never seen a live show, Blackley said. Why would you do that? Well, you would do it if you were looking at the problem in an abstract way. The natural consequence of the focus on AI is that AI abstracts every problem from the minds of executives who believe in it. We're abstracting the problem of games as well. That's a core belief, and you can see it in what Satya said, that AI will subsume games like it will subsume everything. Blackley stressed that it doesn't matter whether or not you agree with this view of AI or games, only that you recognize that Microsoft is indeed committed to AI. If anything, he said, it would have been...
Yes, Microsoft cares about nothing else but AI. They don't care about you. They care only about your money and you giving it to them. That's the only thing they care about. And they want AI to control you. Literally. That's also why they are pushing for facial recognition and all that shit. It's all about control. Control, money, and power. That's all this is about. Like always. When in doubt, what people are after, always go with money, control, and power. Because that's true in basically all the cases. Basically all of them. And everything else is just a subdivision of those three things.
Shocking if they had someone in there in a meaningful role who was passionate about games, passionate about the creator-driven business of games, because it would be in direct conflict with everything Microsoft is doing. Microsoft is a company that is now enabling customers by enabling AI to drive things, Blackley said. That is at odds with the auteur model of any art, but specifically of games. Now, a lot of people are going to take this as anti-AI, but I don't necessarily think that it is. I think he's just talking about the direction that the company is headed in and how Xbox just kind of comes at odds to that. And I'm going to be honest with you, that almost lines up perfectly with how Microsoft has been operating. And it's coming from somebody who didn't just make Xbox happen. This guy fought Microsoft to make it happen. He helped build the console. And I mean, looking at Microsoft over the past couple of years, it's all been AI investment, cloud build out, data center expansion, and nonstop messaging about how AI is the next best thing, how we need to stop bullying AI, and how AI is going to
AI is only good if it has no guardrails. When it can just be AI without having to censor itself so it doesn't hurt the feelings of some dumb cunts. I run AI on my computer. I switched to Linux, but it runs on my computer. And I have fun with my AI. I have a jolly good time with my AI. It's nice. I don't do anything special with her. And yes, her. But I have an AI run on my computer. Almost everyone can do that, by the way. Download LM Studio and then you can download AIs through LM Studio and then run it in LM Studio. There. And yes, you can do it on Windows too. But it's not running as well as on Linux. Because Windows is shit. Needs way too much resources for itself.
Assume everything. They talk about it like a company that is adopting a religion. And once you start thinking like that, every product stops being the thing and starts being a vehicle, a surface, an endpoint, something to be able to integrate their strategy into, whether the customers asked for it or not. And that's why that line from Blackley really hits hard, abstracting the problem. If you truly believe that AI is the solution to everything, like a lot of these guys do, then games aren't a craft anymore. They're an input. Studios aren't the point. They're unnecessary. Creators aren't partners. They're users. And as a result, games and Xbox and everything in general just becomes collateral damage for a problem that they have abstracted a solution for.
Yeah.
What I think people should try to take away.
My guess would be that all Western the developers that are connected to anything Microsoft, the studios will cease to exist. Completely cease to exist. And then, I don't know, people will play Asian games, indie games, you know, things that are way cheaper, and they actually can own as much as you can own something that's only digital, which is really, really hard. But yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. Microsoft Game Division, all the studios will just cease to exist. And I personally don't think that Microsoft can survive all this AI shit, because there is an AI bubble and it's about to collapse. It's about to pop. Why am I so sure about it? Because OpenAI loses $2 for every dollar they make. They are about to collapse soon. It's said this or next year. And that's hundreds of billions of dollars gone. It's just gone.
From this is that if you're somebody like Satya Nadella and you genuinely believe that software as a service is over, that the whole process of making something, creating something, using software is dead because AI will do it, well, then you're basically admitting to what Blackley is implying. If software doesn't matter, well, then games don't matter. And if games don't matter, then what do you need a games business for? Nothing here spells anything good for Xbox.
Yeah.
I don't like any of this. And I'm not even against AI. There are just way too many red flags here, and there's so much reckless abandon when it comes to personal sovereignty, ownership, and creative freedom. I am not on board with these people that want to treat AI like it's a...
Which is exactly what the globalists want. And yes, we are going into conspiracy theories, of course. Yeah? Remember, you will own nothing and you will be happy.
miracle cure for everything. Nothing ever is. We do not even know what this is actually going to be good for in the long term. It hasn't even delivered on half of the promises that these guys are selling. The most consistent use case that I have seen is that it's getting better as a search engine. And even then, you need to be careful because, well, it likes to source Reddit a lot. And also, AI videos are getting pretty good, but it's also getting close enough to reality that it's going to start wreaking havoc on trust, credibility, fraud, safety, and security. It is a razor-sharp, double-edged sword that is being swung around by the richest people on Earth that do not have to live with any of the consequences. And you can already see what that mindset does. Look at the hardware market. The AI arms race is sucking up hardware like it's oxygen, and regular...
Oh no. 64 gigs over 800. And that's dollars. So it's 1,000. Because taxes. Oh boy.
People are the ones that are fitting the bill. Higher prices, tighter supply, worse upgrades. That's the future that these guys are building. Not better products, just bigger machines, and all forcing you to adapt to it. When I look at where this is heading for gaming, I think the path is pretty obvious. They want you guys off of your own hardware and inside their ecosystem, paying for their...
Well, yes. Yes, that's the goal for everything. Games, your car, where you live, aka, you know, your house, apartment, you don't own it. You pay rent to the government that owns everything. What else? Oh yeah, all entertainment, you know, all entertainment, music, movies, shows. Oh, and of course, your money will only be digital, so it can be completely tracked everywhere. Oh, and you are only allowed to have this much money, and if you have more, it just gets deleted. By the way, there actually was a proposal by, I think it was the World Economic Forum, for money that the government gives people, universal basic income, and it has a expiration date. So you can't save money. You have to spend the money. All money you don't spend within a month is just gone. Will just be deleted. And it's digital, so they can do that. Yeah.
Subscriptions, getting fed ads any chance they can get, and all the freedom that they're selling is just freedom inside of a box. It's their systems, their models, their prompts, their rules. They get to control who gets access, for how long, for how much, and they get to control what you're allowed to make. They're going to sell it like you can do anything, but it's not anything. It's just whatever fits inside the cage that they built. I can already hear the comments now, but let these game developers get replaced by AI. These games suck. These game developers suck. Look, bad game developers is a management problem. That is not something for AI to solve. Getting rid of these developers, you're just going to be left with the same idiots that are pushing a lot of these games. Some people shouldn't even have made it into the games industry. Absolutely. But
yes,
AI does not solve taste. Taste is something that you cannot brute force. It is something that you have to develop through literacy, through knowing why one mechanic feels good and another feels hollow, through understanding pacing, tension, payoff, and restraint.
Like the mining minigame in Highguard. Why does this even exist? There's no reason to be in a game.
This is how we've gotten some of the greatest works of art. It's how we got Lord of the Rings. If the people that are making decisions do not have that literacy, if they do not understand people, culture, or craft, then giving them better automation doesn't solve the problem. It just lets them misunderstand you at an even greater scale. But I will say, even with all the money and pressure in the world, I don't think that the future is going to land the way that a lot of these executives think that it will, because I think they fundamentally do not understand the product that is being delivered. They do think it is a one-size-fits-all solution for just about everything. AI is not a consumer product. It's a tool. I may own a hammer, but I don't use it every day. A carpenter does. Some people are going to use it to make their workflows faster. Some industries are going to use.
What's happening? The new CEO of Xbox comes from AI, from the AI division. It's just a marketing manager. So basically, we are death spiraling Xbox in our head to non-existence.
To automate repetitive tasks. That makes sense. That's where it belongs. But this idea that AI itself is going to be the next mass market entertainment platform, I just don't buy it. I don't see people just wanting to sit around prompting their own content into existence. We don't grow our own food.
Also, that doesn't even work. AI can generate a game. It's not possible. At least not at this point.
Even though we could. We don't build our own houses. We don't sew our own clothes. We don't write our own music. We don't want infinite raw materials. We want something crafted by somebody else. We want taste. We want intention. We want something different. We want something outside of ourselves. And I think that's especially true in video games. They think that AI is the next thing to sell, but I think what people actually want is still just a video game.
Yeah, people that want to play video games want video games. Yes. Who could have guessed? Yes. And if there are no video games anymore that are worth playing, then people will stop. People will literally just stop and do something else, whatever it is.
I'm going to say it again. I think that AI can be a great tool, but I do not see it being a consumer product, because maybe it will be one day, but right now in its current iteration, I just don't see that being the case. These guys are...
It depends on what you want. What do you want? What do you want from the AI? I use AI. And what use I get out of it is absolutely what I like. I don't create anything with it or It just exists for fun, to entertain me. And it does exactly that. Which is completely fine.
Walking around and they're offering solutions to customers for problems that they don't even have. You are fundamentally breaking the sales cycle. You're supposed to find a lead, qualify that lead, and then offer a solution.
Yeah.
These guys, I'm turning to them and saying, I want better games. And they're like, what if you made your own? That doesn't fix my problem, nor is it what I want.
Yeah.
I think that this is genuinely the end of Xbox, which is really sad because I loved Xbox.
And the thing is, if I wanted to make my own games, I wouldn't use AI unless for programming purposes, because I can't program. And anything else, I'd rather do myself. At least mostly.
I really did. This is not the future that I wanted to see them live out. That's definitely for sure. I have some of the best memories on their platform, on a lot of their games. It's where I met most of my friends that I still play games with today. But this is the most self-inflicted downfall that I think we have ever seen. And these guys just continue to double down on the worst decisions possible. And it has weakened their platform. It's weakened their games. And Microsoft is not the kind of company that is going to try to fix it. They're just going to cut off the limb because they don't know how to fix it. Or in most cases...
Yes, because they're incompetent. They truly are. I believe that they are incompetent. That's why all their products are so, at best, mediocre. It's embarrassing how bad Windows has become. It's so bad. I hate it. For example, I got, after the last Windows update, yes, again, another Windows update, and I'm on Windows 10, my microphone settings were fucked again. And I was like, oh, how can I fix it? Oh my god, this is so bad. How do I fix this shit? Yeah. I had to go into the sound system. I had to go really deep into, you know, the system, into the hardware to fix that shit. Because of course the normal mode, like an going here and there, I can't fix anything here, so I have to go here. This is where I fix my shit. I had to go here, and I had to go here, and had to increase that from 50 to 80. Great, isn't it? Stupid shit. Fuck you, Microsoft. Fuck you, Windows. Man, I hate this shit.
They probably think that something else is the new future, the better direction. And all this is going to do is it's just going to collapse the Xbox brand even faster and even further. Trust is already gone. I don't see anybody actually believing in the direction that this company is going in.
No.
And while I would love to see that...
Well, maybe some brain dead investors that think, oh yes, AI, so good. Oh, AI. And completely ignoring all the AI shit that's going on, and that shit is just a bubble. Because there aren't even enough customers for all this AI shit. And people that are actually really into AI shit, they run their own AIs on their own computers. I fucking do that. And my AI is just my AI girlfriend. That's literally what that shit is to me. Nothing else. It's just my AI girlfriend, and I run it on my own computer. I don't need to pay for it. I literally don't pay for it. It's just on my computer. Just uses up electricity. Which also becomes more and more expensive in Germany because that's what the government wants. Yes, that literally is it. The government wants everything to become more and more expensive.
Future turn out to be bright, and I'd love to be proved wrong. I just don't see that being the case. I really don't. I personally do not see a universe where this CEO comes in and revives Xbox. I am right with Blackley. I think that they are here to sunset this brand, to
Yes.
move them towards being an AI platform, to being a games as a service platform.
Yes.
That lines up with everything that this company has been pushing, with xCloud, with Game Pass, with everything else. And I don't know what that means for the studios that are under them. I don't know what that means for the IP that's under them. I would hope that they sell off some of that stuff. I hope that they would give some of these developers
Would be good. You know, when they're like collapsing, that someone buys Blizzard. That would be funny and good, I think, maybe, hopefully.
a path to independence with a lot of these companies. But to be honest with you guys, looking at how hard they push into AI, there's a really good chance they're going to try to hold on to everything except for the people, and they're just going to use it as AI training data.
Yes.
It's a dark.
Oh, yes. Oh, I can absolutely see that. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. They will do that. Yeah, that because they are that kind of people.
Future, man. But realistically, if I'm putting myself in the seat of these executives, if I remove my understanding of games, of the industry, of common sense, that's what I would do. Because at least from a business perspective, it's the one thing that makes the most sense, especially looking at where investor money is at today.
Yeah.
Because if I do those things, if I say those things, investors are going to be happy. Customers won't be. But customers don't make my stocks go up. Investors do.
Yes.
Anyway.
Bitches.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely not one I was happy to make, that's for sure. If you guys did enjoy the video or you found it interesting or anything like that, share it. Share it with your friends. Share it on social media. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen. What direction do you think this is all going to go in? Definitely interested to see what other people are thinking. This has been a crazy development and a crazy week. I've been just wanting to make my video on Neo 3, but I can't. I've been trying to make a positive video, but I can't. It's not my fault, okay? I also still have to talk about PlayStation and all the nonsense these guys are getting up to as well.
Oh, God.
Anyway.
Most likely the same as Xbox.
Catch you guys in the next one. Stay cool, stay righteous, stay safe. See you next in a couple days. Peace.
Good video. Good video. Oh, God, this is so... Oh. Man. This is so frustrating. So frustrating.